before we proceed, I would go through the objectives for today's meeting. We have two major objectives, which are to create awareness on child safeguarding to parents, children, the public, and community stakeholders who are required to safeguard children. And we also aim to discuss practical ways. To collaborate in safeguarding our children as a community. So we're thinking about not just parents, not just children, but also the community. Also thinking about various stakeholders within the community, including churches, mosques, and other stakeholders that will play active roles. In making this a success. Now, as I said earlier in my prayers, or as I doing my prayers, I made it clear that this is not the things of saving and development initiative, but rather it's a partnership that involves 4 organizations: Saving and Development Initiative, Flourish Global Multi-Sector, Eliona Business Development Services, Heal the World, and Care for People Initiative. All 4 organizations came together to ensure that this is a success. So please help me appreciate the principals of these organizations, including Madam Oluwakemi, Madam Faith Tombabs, and also the Executive Director of Saving and Development Initiative, Madam Bliss Ojeruse. With that being said, I would love us to have a conversation on what makes us feel safe. I would love us to have a conversation on what makes us feel safe. I see that we have one teenager and a preteen with us, and I see we have some adults with us on this call, and young adults as well. So I will invite Ibejike first to share with us what makes him feel safe, and then I will ask the young adults, and then maybe I will also ask our elderly ones on what makes them feel safe. So Ibejike, please, do you mind sharing with us what makes you feel safe?
When I'm with my parents.
That's like a person. Okay, so the presence of your parents make you feel safe. Is that what you're saying? Ibejike, is that what you said?
Yes.
Okay, wonderful. Okay, so let me invite one of our great volunteers, Taye. Sir, please, what makes you feel safe? What makes you feel safe?
All right. Good evening, sir.
Good evening.
Thank you so much. Yes, sir. What makes me feel safe? All right. What makes me feel safe is literally the feeling that there is no danger or harm around. Right. So once there's this sense of there's no danger and there's no thing that can harm me around, that's what I can classify as what makes me feel safe. Thanks.
Okay. Thank you. The feeling of lack of danger around you makes you feel safe. I want to take the liberty to invite, I would say, Mr. Akimayowa Precious Akinbesote. I don't know if I pronounced that rightly, but please, apologies. Mr. Akimayowa, what makes you feel safe?
Okay. All right. What makes me feel safe is that my environment, the nature of my environment, where I find myself, because I will have to study my environment very well before I give in to such environment. Thank you, sir.
Awesome. Can I confirm I want to confirm that you're a parent, sir, like you're here as a parent?
Yes,
awesome.
Sir.
Awesome. Thank you so much for joining us. Okay.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you. I will ask one more person. I will take the liberty as the moderator to ask this person. That's my friend, Bamidele Okedara. What makes you feel safe? When do you feel safe?
Okay, thank you. I would rather say while I'm in a conducive environment.
When you're in a conducive environment. As someone who is involved in the tech world, what's a conducive environment for you?
where there's an environment where nothing is connected to the internet.
Okay. Oh, an environment that nothing is connected to the internet?
Yes.
Okay, maybe I will have to engage with you on that later. But let's proceed
Yeah, at
from
that
now.
point you can speak freely, you can do things freely.
Okay, so you are concerned that because if you are online, if you are connected to the internet, nothing about you is private.
Exactly.
Okay. Thank you. Thank you so much. I experienced something similar to that today. I opened and a friend of mine sent a link to me to make a purchase. I didn't buy that thing. Then I went on my YouTube, and one of the first things I'm seeing advertised is that product. So my life is being monitored. So yeah, thank you all so much for participating in this. So without further ado, again, I'll still be skipping our welcome address or introduction to the webinar. But I'll be introducing our speakers in no particular order, and then once I introduce them, they will talk for about 10 minutes. I think I see a hand or a notification. Please give me a moment. Oh, Ibejige also said, yes, thank you, Ibejige. You can also let us know the name of your cousin. Thank you. So I will introduce our speakers one after the other, starting from the first speaker, and then after when the first speaker is done, I'll introduce the second speaker. Please, I will encourage us to take notes so that if you have questions, we can engage with them at the end of their session. We'll have an interactive session. We also have a panel discussion section. So please give me a moment. I want to introduce Madam Florence Oluwakemi Osagboje first. Madam Florence Oluwakemi Osagboje is a passionate business development professional, entrepreneur, and ecosystem builder with over 15 years of multi-industry experience. As a founder of Eliona Business Development Services, Florence specializes in designing growth-enabling programs that reduce SME failure and unlock scalable impact. She has led business masterclasses and social enterprise initiatives. Our leadership style is vision-driven and collaborative, built on strategic planning, strong partnerships, and inclusive impact. She thrives on connecting policy with practice, leveraging innovation, and mobilizing resources to create resilient businesses that drive national development. She's a trainer on safety of mentors, team leads, parents, and mentees of shading things up. And she's one of our partners in making this safeguarding training program a success today. Please welcome with me, Madam Florence Oluwakemi Osagboje. Thank you so much, ma, and you have the floor now.
All right, good evening, everyone. Did I put it off again? All right. I'm happy to be here. I've been introduced. Thank you for tonight. Thank you, Shading. Thank you, my namesake, our moderator. Thank you, everyone, for being here. Okay, so I don't have much time, so I have a lot to say. God will help me. The subject of safeguarding, I was hoping and looking forward to seeing a lot of people here tonight. Well, we'll make do with the number we have here. Hopefully, the message of safeguarding with time, as time goes on, people will begin to buy into it and begin to appreciate it and begin to understand that to get involved in the subject of safeguarding, right? Okay, so why would I be passionate about this? As a child growing up, even till less than 2 years ago, right? I've had issues with, sexual harassment. I was never raped, but I've had cases of inappropriate touches, from men. And the one that happened less than 2 years ago was at my last workplace, and it was my immediate boss that wanted me in his bed. And when it became obvious I was not going to let him have his way, he became hostile towards me. Before then, we were good friends, or so I thought. Why wouldn't I get along well with my boss now? We got along well. He would give me a ride. He would, and then he began to make his intentions known. I was turning him down. And for months, we were, and then I just became an ally that, as in, it got to a point, nothing I did was good again. I had to leave the work, of course. It became toxic for me. I had to leave. So we have these issues here and there that make us unsafe. And that's why we need to talk about safeguarding. When I was growing up, I didn't know this term until very recently, right? All I knew was, in my own little ways, how to defend myself, how to protect myself. Fortunately for me, I grew up a tomboy. So you do anyhow, I kick you. I have long hands and long legs to my advantage. But not many girls are fortunate to be able to, do this for themselves. So the issue of safeguarding is something I'm passionate about. To crown it all, I have 3 amazing daughters that nothing must happen to. So you see why I have to, So let's quickly go into, let me put on my camera, I need to, or maybe I should still leave it on. Right. Please, at any point you cannot hear me, let me know. And I may not be able to see comments because I've opened another, what's it called now? Is it window? So that I can see my write-up and make reference to. Okay, so we're talking about, what did you say?
I was saying that I will monitor.
Is someone talking to me?
I will say I will monitor the chat for you. Thank you, ma.
All right, thank you so much, sir. All right, so we want to talk about safeguarding fundamentals, ensuring your safety during these holidays especially.
Sure.
Thank you, all of you young ones that we have in the house. Right. You are among the most vulnerable members of the society, right? Children, whether boy or girl, you are among, that's the reality. You are among the most vulnerable members of the society. So your safety, your dignity, your well-being, right? They are fundamental to social development, to sustainable social development and ethical practices, right? Yes, I know that the system has failed many of you. The school, the church, the mosque, the society, even family settings. Many of the cases of abuse we have today is because even the family setting is either dysfunctional or someone is not just being observant enough or listening or watching closely, So I know the system has failed you, right? And that's why it's important for you to understand some of these things and know how to be able to, safeguard yourself. Yes, I know that safeguarding, it's not exclusive to you. Your parents have a part to play, the society, the church, the mosque, everyone. Safeguarding is a shared responsibility. It's a responsibility of every one of us, irrespective of your age, your race, your profession. When I was being introduced, all that was read about me was about business, yes. But then I understand my role in safeguarding, not only for my daughters, but even for every child and young adult around me, right? So it is not an optional thing. Safeguarding is not optional. It is compulsory. It is what we must all rise up to, right? So let's quickly look at some few important things that I need you to know and go with tonight. what is child safeguarding? When we say safeguarding, what does it even mean, right? When we talk about safeguarding, we are talking about practices and actions, things that we need to put in place to prevent you from harm. The other time you were being asked what makes you feel safe. So when we talk about safeguarding, we're talking about things that need to be done to ensure that you are safe, to ensure that you are protected from abuse, from exploitation, right? When we talk about safeguarding, we're also talking about things that will be done when concerns arise. So safeguarding is in two phases. I hope you're following. It is one, proactive. Proactive means we are preventing harm from happening to a child or to a young adult. On the other hand, safeguarding is preventive, meaning, oh, a child has been exposed to harm already. What can we do to salvage the situation, to manage the situation, and to prevent it from happening again, right? So safeguarding is first proactive, then preventative or preventive in nature, right? So we are talking about harm. I just talked about, sexual harassment and abuse. That's just one form of harm that we need safeguarding from. There are other forms of harm, of injuries, of abuses that a child or a young adult can be exposed to. One of these is physical abuse, physical harm, right? Hitting, burning, unnecessary punishment or excessive punishment. A child does something and you are just hitting back, those, all those kind of things. They are abuses, right? Let me give you some typical examples. I always shake my head. I feel pity for those children when I see such scenarios, right? A small child, maybe you're 5 or 4 or 6 years old, right? And you're expecting the child to be able to walk long distance on the road. And then when the child is some parents will still even put load, give the child load to carry. And when the child is not able to walk fast or stumbles and falls, you still beat the child. How now? Pillow day. That's wickedness as far as I'm concerned. That's physical abuse to that child, right? Such a child is not being safeguarded. Another form of abuse is emotional or psychological abuse. Here we're talking about actions, things that harm a child's self-worth, that erodes a child of her confidence, of his confidence, right? Things like, verbal abuses fall into this category. Humiliation, rejection, comparison. Can't you see your friend that is carrying first, especially now that results are in? Parents, I don't know if you have any parents here. Why is your sister doing better than you are? Comparison. Those that come first in your class, are they better than you? Do they have 2 heads? Those are emotional and psychological abuses. Sexual abuse, we know those ones. Okay, so I was going to mention bullying also as a form of psychological abuse. Sexual abuses and exploitation, we know all those ones. The master of them or the grandmaster of them or rape. But even before the rape, there are other forms of sexual abuses, inappropriate touches, sexual comments and all that. Grooming, you look sexy, all those stuffs. They are not good. Neglect is a form of abuse, right? It causes emotional damage and, it's also related to the psychological abuse. Then online abuse, cyberbullying, exposure to harmful digital content. If someone is asking you to send nude pictures, is already abusing you online. You should run from such person. You shouldn't do it. One is asking you to dance, to do some erotic stuff and show them the video or the picture. Please run from such person, right? What are some of those guidelines to effective? Because I have more of young adults and teenagers here, maybe I can skip that. And or do we have parents here now? Maybe I can skip that and go to.
We have some parents here. I think Mr. Akima, you
All
have
right.
questions.
Okay, let me quickly run through it then. All right. So, what are some of those things that we can, such principles or guidelines that we can consider when we're talking about, safeguarding our children effectively? Number one, you have to consider the best interest of the child. Whatever decision you are taking, you must prioritize your child's safety and well-being, right? In fact, you should have a family meeting with your child from time to time. And that's why I encourage parents to be friends with their children. It's not just all about money. It's not enough for you to say, oh, they are with their nanny or they are with their aunts or something. Call the child. Let the child be free to tell you how they feel about where you leave them and how they are being handled. Prioritize their safety, prioritize their feelings. They have feelings. Let them be free to express their feelings. Let them tell you what's going on around them. Let them tell you when they don't feel safe. Encourage them to talk to you. Then number two is prevention. Reduce risk, through training, supervision, set boundaries. Are there family members living with you and you have your children? Let there be boundaries. Let's put some safety measures in place. If you can afford it, install CCTV in your house. If there must be people living with you, or if you must leave your children with a nanny or a caregiver, put some safety measures in place, right? And then take responsibilities. Don't you ever protect the image of an adult or say reputation. When a child reports something to you, please take it up. Believe the child. Children lie, but not when it comes to the issue of abuse. They are not likely to lie about it. A child will not say, Uncle so-so touched me, my bum, if Uncle did not touch her bum. It's different from a child wanting to take maybe chocolates or candy, and then you ask who took this chocolate and say, I'm not the one. They are two different things. A child is not likely, they won't lie about abuse. So when they talk to you, believe them. And then of course, when they share such with you, there are sensitive issues. So you should be discreet and no, I'm not saying you should cover up. You don't cover up the abuser. You have to stand up for your child. But yes, we say, I know we say that we don't want to talk about it because so that there will be no stigma. And then when you say that, when you do that, you're empowering the abuser, right? So what you should do if you are concerned about stigma or the psychological effects, you can seek help for the child, but by all means deal with the culprits. And then of course, I said it earlier, children should be encouraged to speak up, to ask questions and express their concerns from time to time. Sit down with them. I know some children may be difficult to hear things from, right? Maybe they're so conservative, but if you are patient enough, you will get something from them, right? Okay, so I'm looking at my time at the same time. Maybe we should talk about, let's see how we can recognize some signs of abuse, what we should look out for, right? Okay, so let's say you have this child that naturally is very outspoken and very expressive. And then all of a sudden, he or she becomes withdrawn. That's a sign that something is going wrong with the child, right? Or maybe the child is the quiet type naturally, normally. I have 3 daughters. Like I said, my first child is a very conservative and very quiet one. The other 2, you don't need to beg them to talk. They are already, in fact, you'll be begging them to stop talking, right? But for a child that is, we know he's quiet, but then maybe he's now unusually quiet and moody, or, unusually withdrawn. Or maybe a child becomes fearful, or now becomes aggressive. Okay, maybe the child that won't usually talk, but at least is graceful, she's, and then becomes suddenly aggressive, and then you should know that something is not right. You should make out time to sit down with that child and really ask some soul-searching questions. Or maybe a child has been doing very well academically, always top of the class, or before you mention the best 5, the best 3 in class, you have mentioned the child, and then the child suddenly begins to perform poorly. The first thing to do is not to shout at, hey, why did you perform so poorly this term? No. You should ask questions. What happened? Be gentle, be nice, be kind to the child. What happened? Why is your performance dropping? Are you going through is there something you need to tell me? Is something bothering you? Is somebody threatening you? Is somebody hurting you? Unexplained injuries is another sign. A child just gets injured, just comes home with one cut today, one bleeding nose tomorrow, and all of those. And you should look at it. Somebody somewhere may be doing something that's not nice to that child. Sexualized behavior inappropriate for the age of the child, right? Reluctance to go home or be around certain individuals. Maybe the same place your child has been used to going to play, or you send the child on an errand and then you say, go and play at so person's place, and the child said, no, mommy, I don't want to go. No, daddy, I don't want to go. Don't force such a child to go there. Something must be happening there that the child is not comfortable with. Those are some of the signs we must look out for in our children. And then, to begin to ask questions. Do I still have more time? I guess my time is up, right?
Yes, ma.
I can go on and on. Okay, let me pause for now and allow us to consider.
Thank you so much, ma, for those points. Thank you so much. We're still going to have interactive section and a session for panel discussion. So we will definitely still have conversation. But thank you so much for that. For those signs that you've shared with us. With that being said, I will introduce shortly our second panelist, Madam Faith Tom-Babs, and I will just read her profile. As a counselor and a social entrepreneur, Faith is passionate about creating positive social impact and empowering vulnerable communities. She is a fellow of the African Women Entrepreneurship Cooperative, a prestigious program that provides training, mentorship, and networking opportunities for women entrepreneurs across Africa. She's also the founder and executive director of Heal the World and Care for People Initiative, a non-profit organization that provides counseling, coaching, mentoring, and advocacy services for children, teens, families, and schools on issues such as abuse, violence, mental health, and education. She's the holder of a certified management consultant credential and a bachelor's degree in information technology. And she also holds various certifications in TV presentations, leadership and management in health. And she has developed and implemented multiple projects and programs that have reached and benefited thousands of beneficiaries. She has established partnerships with local and international organizations and stakeholders, including obviously the Saving and Development Initiative and we welcome her today to have a conversation with us on seeking help with regards to safeguarding. Thank you so much, Ma, for joining us this evening.
Good evening, everyone from the city of Bonny Island, Nigeria. It's evening at my end, so I don't know what time it is. It could be morning, it could be afternoon at your end, but it's evening here, and I hope that everyone is doing well. Right, so I want to salute the first speaker for that wonderful introduction to this topic. Now, I get passionate. Should I say not? Well, I'm passionate about child safeguarding, but talking about it most of the time gets me emotional because of the season we're in. The holiday period is here. I like the fact that we're talking about this now, because the truth is that holidays are supposed to be enjoyed. Children are on. They're not in school. They're at home. We have a lot of social gatherings, parties, so it makes children more vulnerable. They are exposed to new environments, so this will be traveling, family meetings and all of that. And so talking about this today, it's really, really, I say kudos to Shading, and I'm happy to be part of this, right? Now, the truth is, like I tell people from my work and my experience on the field, I get to, after the holiday, we get to hear a lot of abuse cases, a lot of social vices, right? We get to hear incidents, that breaks our heart. And this session, I like the fact it's not just about exposing us to the abuse, whether you're a child, a parent, a caregiver, or a religious leader. It's informing us, it's empowering us, because the truth is, there will always be abuse. There will always be negative events, but only empowered people can be saved. Just like saying there's no hellfire, I'm a person of faith, or the events that are happening in the Bible. There's a part of the Bible that talks about what is going to happen at the end of age, when we are approaching the end time, when Jesus is going to return, and these things must happen. So when we begin to see the signs, it's not, I don't think praying against it is going to make any difference, because scriptures, what is written has been written and it must be fulfilled, right? So it just same applies to child abuse and all forms of vices. We're going to see them. We can only minimize it, and we can also empower children under our watch, so that they don't become victims of this abuse. So only an empowered child is safe. That's the truth. The first speaker has done well with letting us know what child safeguarding is all about. But there's something I want to say. I want to let us know that it's not about the abuse itself. It's empowerment, protection, letting you know as a child what you need to do, informing you with skills, because abuse thrives in silence. And the truth is this: abusers love holidays. They love holidays. And so they take advantage of the vulnerability of their victims. A child that is naive, that is not informed, is most vulnerable. So, like she said, I wish we had a lot more people here, because this is something that needs to be, it needs to be, the information needs to go on. And I hope that we get to cascade this on our social media platforms so that more people get to see this. Now, I don't want to talk about what child safeguarding is all about, because the first speaker has done justice to that. But I'm going to be talking about educating children on sex education, right? So what it does is that it helps them understand their bodies, it helps them understand their boundaries, it helps them understand their rights, because every child has the right to safety. Every child has the right to a safe environment, whether at home, in school, in the religious, your church, the mosque, anywhere you find yourself. Every child, and by the Nigerian Constitution, a child is defined as someone that is less than. It's not even Nigerian Constitution. It's the Child Rights Act, right? Yeah, the Convention of the Rights of the Child. A child is someone that is less than 18 years of age or so, right? So they have a right to safety. So we've gone past the era of saying there's public part, there's private part. Every part of your body is your body, and it's personal, it's private to you. Nobody has the right. That she talked about a form of abuse that happened in her office. That's to tell you that it's not even only children that are being abused. There's sexual harassment, and it still continues. But when you are informed, you know what to do. You know that you don't cower in, you don't shy away from it. You speak out, and you know who to speak to. That's what this session is all about. All right. So, to protect children, we must understand the tricks that these abusers use. Like I said, abusers love holidays, and abuse thrives in silence. So what they do, first of all, they groom their victim. Abusers start with isolating the person. So when you begin to notice that your child is getting unnecessarily fond of somebody, it's drawn to a particular person, then you begin to you need to pay attention to that. Somebody could be grooming that child, and before you know it, the deed is done. So abuse is not spontaneous. It's not something that just happens immediately. It takes time, gradually. There was a case of a girl that a 9-year-old some time ago that was raped, in my environment. And when we probed, we found out that, the guy had been talking to her, trying to win her trust. And the truth is, most parents are very, very busy. Absentee parenting is an issue. So if you're not there, somebody will certainly be there. Just like it said that nature abhors vacuum. Nature, naturally, even if you leave this, if I leave my desk, I'm not sitting there. Something will sit on it, dust. I will come back. When I come back, I will meet dust on it. So nature naturally abhors vacuum. So if you're not talking to your child, somebody is talking to the child. If you're not attending to the child, somebody is attending to the child, and the person may be giving the child the wrong information. So you are in the best position to educate that child as a trusted adult. You're in the best position to educate the child to actually know their rights. And one of it is their safety, their right to safety, a safe environment where they can grow and thrive to become responsible adults. A lot of adults we see today that are that have all forms of anomalies, all forms of wrong behaviors, right? Is a product of failed parenting. Sincerely, I was listening to a testimony. If I talk, I don't want to go deep into it, but if I say it, you all know who I'm talking about. The lady was talking about how she got introduced to drugs. It was her father. So, drugs, abuse is not something that children really want to do. They are exposed to the environment. They are exposed to the environment where this thing happens, and children learn. They learn by observation. They watch you do it. They want to do it. I also say something about values. Values are not just taught. You don't just say, don't do this, so don't take cigarettes, so don't let anybody teach you. It's not just about the instruction. Children learn by what they see. So values are also caught. They catch these things from the environment. So a drunk, if you're a father and you're a drunk, there's a tendency that your child is going to be a drunk. If you're wayward, if you don't dress decently as a mother, there's a tendency your daughter is going to dress indecently because that's what she's catching from you, that's what she's observing, and you may be saying something else and doing otherwise. You're on your own. Okay, so I talked about, I'm not even following my notes, but let's just go. Protecting children against abusers, common tactics that abusers use. They use, like I said, secrecy. They use gifts. So you tell your children, we must let them know that long throat, what did they give them? Bobo, cheese balls. When I was in school, I like to talk about myself a lot because I was a victim, right? Now, there was a man that got me, and what he used to get me was food. Sincerely, they were already on campus. I was in the university at that time, and we just had Mr. Biggs was just opened. you know, they just opened Mr. Biggs and somebody was going to take me out for lunch. And I was excited that I was going to have free food, free lunch. There is no free lunch anywhere. You are either paying or somebody has paid for it. And so I went out with this person and I became a victim, right? That's a story for another day. So traits, let's teach our children contentment. Let's teach them delayed gratification. It's not hatred, it's discipline, it's a life skill that they must learn. That even some adults don't even, some of us grew up with loose appetites. You see everything you want to eat it. Somebody's eating this, you want to have it. So when your child says, Mommy, can I have this? It's not everything your child demands for that the child needs to get. The child doesn't even know what they need. Mommy, I need this. They don't really, you are the parent that knows what they need. You're the caregiver. It's the caregiver that really knows what the child needs. So giving the child everything the child demands for and all of that is not a sign of love. Even if you're eventually going to give that child, you may want to delay it, to teach the child patience, to teach delayed gratification. Because if this is not done, it could make the child vulnerable to abuse. All right. Abusers also exceed their boundaries. Teach your children boundaries. Let's teach young people our dependence. Let's teach them boundaries. There are bathroom boundaries, bedroom boundaries. You don't barge into my bedroom. No. You should knock, even if you're my child. And even if as a parent, sometimes we just barge into their room just to find out. But sometimes you should also knock, so that you teach them, so that they know that when they are getting into somebody else's room, they have to teach them bathroom boundaries. Draw the line. Don't cross this line. Body boundaries as well. Let's know when a hug exceeds a hug. Let's know when a handshake exceeds a handshake. It's no longer, when a handshake is no longer a handshake. Your child should know, and the child should be able to speak up. That's an empowered child. All right. And then talking about child safeguarding and all stuff about abuse is not about instilling fear. Gone are the days where you say, when you're teaching children about sex education, you're teaching them to practice it. No. You must know how to pass the message. There's what is called age-appropriate education, sex education. Even with drugs, whatever you're teaching, generally, the way I would teach my teenage son some things, even things about life, even the subjects in school, is not the same way I would teach my 10-year-old. All right, so my last child is 10 years old. I would not teach that. I would not teach her with the same method that I would teach my teenage child. So we must understand this, and this also applies to sex education, drug education, substance abuse. We've gone past the days of drug abuse, because now what is even being abused? They are very familiar items, so we call it substance abuse now. All right. I don't know how many minutes I have. I understand there's a panel discussion, but
maybe about 3
let's
minutes.
just know that this is I have what?
About 3 minutes for the so we can have.
Okay.
Yes, thank you.
I have 3 minutes to run. Okay, so, but what I want us to establish today is this: the holiday is here. Children are open; they are very, very vulnerable. Now, what system do you have in your house? What system? As visitors are coming in, let them know. As you're traveling, let your children know. What values have you put in place? Every organization, where I live, there are multinationals, and also they are big on structure, systems. They are big on values, mission, behaviors, right? So you should be able to have a family system, and that promotes safety, that promotes good behavior, that abhors all forms of negative behavior. So everyone in your home should know. So as visitors are coming, they know. Like the Bible talks about pasting the laws, write it in the tablets, write the laws or whatever values. You're coming into NLND, for instance, you're seeing their core values. It's pasted. You're working on their system, you're on their system in your office, you're seeing their core values. You know that this company, we are big on safety, we have integrity, we promote teamwork. One of our core values is care. So everyone that comes to that environment is conscious about the values. This should apply to our homes, especially in times like this. Put these things in place. Everyone that comes, you know that, when the abuser, if somebody has an abusive tendency and the person comes in, the person understands that, this house, there are these people in this environment, they are empowered people. So you can't just behave anyhow. You do anyhow, you say anyhow. So values should be placed. Your mission as a family should become your values. Children should know. And then the behavior, acceptable behaviors in your home. Nobody crosses this boundary. Let it resound. Let it resound. And then teach your children about abuse and abusers, so they know the tricks and the lies. And then, like our first speaker said, trust. Your children should be able to trust you. Dependents, children now are what should be able to trust us, so they can actually speak up. If you've not built a good relationship, you've not been able to connect appropriately with that child, the child wouldn't trust you, and the child would not share. A lot of children have questions. They want to ask questions, but because we are not there, they don't trust you enough. Some of us are judgmental. We shut them up when they're trying. We don't shut the child. That time the child is asking that question is a teachable moment. Use it, maximize it. You just shoot and let the child learn something that will better their life. I'm open to the panel discussion for now. Let's just pause. And thank you so much. I hope you got value from this session. I was just speaking randomly. I hope it made a whole lot of sense. Thank you so much, guys.
Thank you so much, Ma. I think your conversation or your discussion was very structured. I got some value. I hope that was the case for other persons on this call. Please appreciate our speaker for that powerful section on various things we can do during this holiday period. I think some of the points she made are things that we can put in place, not just for the holidays, but for life, a value system that guides us. With that being said, I will be welcoming our third and final speaker for this evening, Mr. Bamidele Okedara. Before he jumps on to speak, I'll quickly read out his profile. Bamidele is a passionate and result-driven cybersecurity consultant with hands-on experience in safeguarding digital assets, minimizing risk, and advising organizations on how to strengthen their security posture. With a strong foundation in incident response, risk management, vulnerability assessment, and security audits, he provides tailored, actionable strategies that align cybersecurity efforts with business goals. In addition to consulting, Bamidele serves as a cybersecurity tutor at LearnPod, POD, where he simplifies complex cybersecurity concepts for students and early career professionals, equipping them with practical skills for real-world challenges. Bamidele's teaching approach emphasizes clarity, relevance, and real-world applicability, bridging the gap between theory and practice. It brings a unique blend of technical expertise, teaching ability, and real-world consulting experience to every engagement, and is passionate about helping organizations and individuals thrive securely in today's complex digital landscape. One of the ways it does this is by mentoring preteens, teenagers, and young adults through the shading things up, and he is also available to us to discuss with us on safety in the digital space, ensuring digital safety for children of different ages. Please make welcome with me Bamidele Okedara. Thank you so much.
Yeah, let me just start by firstly appreciating the shading for the privilege to be a part of this. And again, to also salute the speakers before me. I think they've made it much more easier for me. It's just for me to just follow the path they took because they've already laid the foundation. And one good thing about all of this is this session to some could serve as let me call it a preventive control. Preventive in the sense that probably you've not been abused, or you've not been a victim. So now you are aware. So this could serve as an awareness session for you, so you know what to do when being faced with things like this. So that's what I mean by um, a preventive control. And for some of us as well, it could be let me say corrective control. Maybe we've been victimized in one way or the other, but now we know what to do and we can do things better. For the teenagers, and okay, let me say for those that are below 18, um, we know how to approach things better. And again, the speakers before me, they've actually spoken at length. So it will be it will be good for us to like pick one or two and make it a routine. The essence of all of this is not just for us to just hear it and not put it into practice. So the best way for us to learn now is to make it a culture. We've been able to gain one or two from those that have spoken. Then it will be good for us to also pass this to the next generation. That's for the parents. And okay, so I will just go straight into um, what's because I would not want to bore us, because I feel the speakers before me, they've actually spoken at length, and they've said a lot. So I'll just speak to what concerns the children, the parents, and also the community. So, as we all know, that the holiday brings excitement and freedom for children. But what we should also know is that it also increases online time. How do I mean? We know that phones, tablets, smart TVs, gaming consoles, and all other connected devices become part of our daily life at this point in time. So while these tools support learning and entertainment, if we would recollect during the icebreaker session, where the moderator asked the question, what makes us safe? So I said an environment where nothing is connected to the internet. So the reason why I said that is because as good as the internet is, if not properly managed, it could still expose children to digital risk. So in other words, safeguarding children online requires intentional efforts. And this efforts is from parents, children, and the wider community. And everybody has their role to play. So now let's start with the role of parents. So parents are the first line of digital protection during holidays, and not during holidays alone, because children needs guidance, not unrestricted access. So parents should understand the apps, games, and even devices their children use, and set clear boundaries. Madam Faith has spoken on this, so we need to be able to set clear boundaries even around screen time. I remember there was a time I was really having issues with screen time. So what I needed then to do was to put controls in place. So by then it was around 11 p.m. So once it's 11 p.m., my phone goes off and comes up by 7 a.m. So that was the control I needed to put in place until I realized, okay, I could manage this myself. So that was the point at which I had to remove such control. So we could also adopt this as well. But more importantly, parents must create an environment where children feel safe reporting uncomfortable online experience without fear of punishments. And active involvement, like regular conversations and consistent rules, significantly reduce online risk. But the challenge that I would say most parents face about this is um, we we find it so difficult to develop ourselves, because I just realized that's actually going to a point where children find it difficult to relate with their parents because they just feel this person does not even really understand what I'm saying. If, for instance, you want to, okay, let me put it this way: you can't give what you don't have. You can only give what you have. So if you want to teach your children things, then you need to be good at what you want to teach. And I feel in this era, it's the other way around. Um, our children are the one setting password for us. So how do you put controls in place when the password itself is being set by your child? So these are things we need to like take cognizance of. We need to be able to be at least a step ahead of our children, because if we don't learn these things, this information are out there, and these children, even you don't have to search much for it. They just they come in through hearts, WhatsApp video. So it requires effort from we parents to be able to understand how most of these things works. So let me just speak briefly on the role of children as well. So children also have responsibility in staying safe online. Everything is not on the part of the parents. So children also have their own responsibility as well. So they should be taught basic digital safety rules, such as not sharing personal information, which is also known as PII, personally identifiable information. So, and again, not talking to strangers online and avoiding suspicious links. So, children should understand that if something online feels wrong, it is important to speak to a trusted adult immediately. Now, I'll still go back to what I said earlier. If you'll be speaking to an adult, there should be an adult that even understands the risk behind all of this. I can't be speaking to someone that I know I'm a little better off, so it doesn't change anything. So that is a part where I was saying, as children, as parents, we should learn to be good at what we do. This is a digital era. Then we shouldn't just limit ourselves to the knowledge we've known for long. We should try to bring ourselves to date, to like we should try as much as possible to be up to date on the current things that's on current technologies. So for role of the community, communities also have their own role to play as well. So community, as we all know, play a critical role in reinforcing digital safety. So like schools, religious institutions, and community groups can educate families, just like we're having this evening, to help promote awareness and also to support children affected by online harm. So when communities openly discuss digital safety, children receive consistent messages and parents feel supported, because I feel it makes no sense if parents are making efforts but community are not really helping. It waters down the effort, and it really makes no sense. And if children are also trying to like make efforts and parents are not being supportive, it still makes it still frustrates everyone's effort. So it's it works hand in hand. The children have their role, parents also have their role, while the community also have roles to play. So let me just quickly speak on how do we ensure digital safety for different ages. So I'll speak to ages 3 to 7. So children in this age group lack awareness of online danger. So this is the part where parents should strictly control access, use child-friendly apps, disable in-app purchases, because again, children can just go online and click on links, and if proper controls are not in place, like the MFAs, the story could change. So Children should ensure to strictly put control access in place, and also to allow devices used only in shared spaces. So at this stage, digital safety is entirely dependent on adult supervision. And for ages 8 to 12, children, this is the age where children begin to explore independently and engage in online games and chats. So this stage, parents should teach privacy rules. I think Madam Faith also spoke on this as well. And again, we should learn to limit screen time as well, because this also has impacts on the children. And again, we need to also enable parental controls and regularly discussing online experiences. So guidance at this stage helps prevent oversharing and online manipulation. And for ages 13 to 18, which is the teenage age, so teenagers are highly active on social media and messaging platforms. So parents should focus on trust, privacy education, and digital responsibility. So this is where open conversations about online reputation, cyberbullying, like the first speaker spoke about, and also healthy screen habits are essential. So please, parents and guardians, safety for teenagers is best achieved through guidance rather than control. Again, we should understand that we should learn to listen more, because we need to hear them out and guide them accordingly. Because it's not just we dictating. This is not the stage where we dictate. We need to hear them out and understand their own point of view. So by doing that, we can then guide them accordingly. So again, we need to, okay, let me just speak on making digital safety a culture, like I mentioned at the start of this session. So digital safety should not end with the holiday session. It should be a daily habit, just like teaching children to cross the road safely. So family needs to establish digital rules, regularly reviewing online behavior, just like Madam Faith mentioned, and also to model responsible device use. So when digital safety becomes part of everyday life, children grow up more aware, confident, and protected. So let me just speak to parental control and securing of IoT devices. Although this varies per devices, but I will just run us through the ones that are generally known. And again, let me remind us that humans are known to be the weakest link. So it is essential for us to put controls in place, because we are human. You won't say just because you are the father, you can make mistake. Everybody is bound to make mistake. And just because we understand that everybody is bound to make mistake, that is the essence of we putting controls in place. Um, these devices, they do not have emotions like we do. They only run by the prompts they are being given. They only run by the settings on them. So that's the essence of we putting controls in place. Like many homes contains Internet of Things IoT devices such as smart TVs, game consoles, smart speakers, the Wi-Fi routers. So parents should endeavor to change default password on all devices. This is highly essential. I've been to, there was a time we went for a pen testing in a known organization, if I should mention the names. It's a brand that we are all aware of, and we are being asked to come check vulnerabilities in their system, and we discovered that all of their security doors runs on default password, which it's a big vulnerability. Just imagine the password is being altered, then everybody gets locked inside. So again, it is essential for us to change all default password to a password that we can easily remember, but difficult for others to get. And again, we should learn to use strong Wi-Fi password for homes that has routers. And again, we should enable parental controls on routers, TVs, and consoles. I've spoken about that. Again, if possible, we could create separate Wi-Fi networks for children. So this helps to segment their network. And if microphones and cameras are not in use, we should disable them. This also helps to the case. Okay, let me just say this. Like for me, on my system, my camera lead is always included because I've seen, I was in a session and there was this lady, obviously she didn't really know. Well, session, she just stood up, she was completely naked, she was just walking around. Until the moderator had to just kick her off the session. So for such things not to happen, I'm always posting my camera lead, so I only put on when it's needed. So even if I'm joining a call and I forget to turn off my camera, obviously my camera won't come up because the camera lead itself is always on the closed part. So we can just put these controls in place. And finally, we should learn to keep our devices updated with the latest software because vulnerabilities keeps evolving, and because once they detect these vulnerabilities, they tend to release updates. And most of us, I've been to a cyber cafe where they still run on Windows 7, which is known to be highly vulnerable. Just because we don't want to purchase license, we tend to go download unlicensed softwares. So all of these, they are not ethically good. They are not best practice. So I will just conclude by saying this, that safeguarding children online during the holidays and beyond requires teamwork. So we all have roles to play. Parents guide, children learn, and communities support. So when digital safety is treated as a shared responsibility and a lasting culture, children can enjoy technology safely, confidently, and responsibly. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Mr. Bamidele Okidara, for this session. Please help me appreciate him for the conversation on digital safety. Thank you so much, sir, for giving us that lowdown, making it practical to us with regards to digital safety. So with that being said, I think our the Executive Director of Saving and Development Initiative is now on this call. I will yield the floor to her to give us a quick remark on safeguarding. Executive Director, please, Ojewuse, please, you have the floor.
Good evening, everyone, and thank you everyone for coming and being part of this discussion, this conversation. So far, so good. Sure we might have learned one or two things. So if you have learned something today, something new today, can I see your emoji? If you have learned something new today, can I see your emoji? Yeah, thank you so much. Thank you. I'm learning a lot, a whole lot. And I'm just so happy that we are doing this. So because of our time, I just wanted us to just go ahead. Then maybe after the session, I will just come and tell us a little about shading and about what we're doing and our next steps and the programs that we have that you can also be part of. But for now, I know some of us here registered for this program, but we didn't join the community, Shading Changemakers community. So our team will drop the link to Shading Changemakers community so that you can join the community and be part of further conversations like this and other great opportunities for you and your children. All right, so currently we are having a 6-month mentorship program for our teenagers, preteens, and young adults. And we are already I think 4 months. We're already 3 months plus into the program, and some of our mentees are on this call, and a whole lot of them are not here on this call yet. All right. So, but whatever the case is, I want us to be vanguards of this safeguarding, child safeguarding, wherever we find ourselves. I know our speakers have already said a whole lot, and they're still going to be saying a whole lot. And you too, you're also going to be contributing to this conversation.
Thank you so much, Ma, for that point. Thank you for the work you're doing in creating the partnership that led to tonight's conversation. With that being said, we have a couple of our interactive session. No, am I mixing something up? No. We have the panel session right now. And I will, before we move on to that, invite some of these questions because some of them relate to some of the things we've discussed. So I will just go over some of the questions and ask specific members of the panel to help us address this issue. So, Mr. Bamidele, I think you may have addressed some of this, but you may want to also dig a little bit deeper. What are the risks children face online today, and how can parents and communities work together to reduce this risk? I think you may have addressed some of them, but if there are specific things you've not addressed yet, do you want to highlight them to us?
Okay, yeah, thank you. Risk students face online today. Okay, let me just probably start by highlighting the key risks students face online. Children today face multiple digital risks, as we all know, many of which are hidden behind games, social media, and even entertainment platforms. So one is exposure to inappropriate or harmful content. So all in the name of content, children may encounter probably violence, sexual, or even misleading content. And all of this comes in through, so my coming through, let's say, has WhatsApp videos like I mentioned earlier, or even shared links, and even without actively searching for all of these. And another risk I want to talk about is the cyberbullying and online harassment. I think the first speaker spoke about this. Another risk again is online predators and grooming. Madam Faith also spoke about this, and this could just be likened to social engineering. I think I've also talked about this on this platform, because where some adults pretend to be children just to build trust and slowly manipulating young users into sharing personal information or images. So that's about that. Another risk again is identity theft through oversharing. I did talk about this earlier, where posting names, photos, school details, or birthdays can allow criminals to impersonate children or their family. Again, we should learn to minimize the information we post online. Many of us might think we are keeping records, but we should be careful where we keep these records. We should be mindful of do we really have access to the back end of where we keep all of this record. When you post pictures to Facebook, do you have control over the back end? Is it something you can delete? Many of us, we think we delete, but we only deleted for ourselves, but the remnant is still back there. If forensic is to be done, all of what we thought we deleted will still be recovered. So anything you don't want to get out there, don't just share it at all. Anything you're not comfortable being heard or seen by a third party, don't just don't just post it, don't just upload at all. Again, another risk is screen addiction. I've talked about this. Excessive screen time can impact sleep, concentration, behavior, and emotional well-being. So again, this part is I want to dwell on this part, emerging risks such as AI generated fake profiles and impersonation, because we are now in AI regime where technology now allows criminals to create realistic fake voices, images, and profiles, making deception harder to detect. You might think you are actually on phone with your dad, meanwhile, it's not real. It's more of an hallucination. So again, we just need to be aware that okay, all of these things, there's like this is era where nothing is impossible. Once you can imagine it, it is possible. And as you are thinking it, someone else is even thinking it. Once you even think, is this thing possible? Yeah, it has it has happened. So as much as you're able to think about it, definitely that makes it something possible. So how can parents reduce this risk? I'll just quickly probably just list this. So parents play the most direct role in protecting children online. First is, like I mentioned earlier, is to talk openly with children about online activities. Don't assume they know. Even if they know, keep saying. The more you say it, the better they become at it. So regular conversations help children feel safe, sharing concerns and experience. And again, like Madam Faith said, to learn to set clear digital boundaries and screen time rules. So we need to define rules that help children understand healthy limits and expectations. Personally, I wouldn't want to. There's you don't have any excuse to expose any children below 3 to screen, either phone, TV, because again it has ways of affecting their brain. So any child below 3 years is not meant to be exposed to screen, and ages 3 above need to help them control their screen time. And I've also talked about using parental controls and privacy settings. So we have all of this in our devices. So all we just need to do is we just go online. Okay, how do I do this? How do I do that? So all of this is there. You can't imagine you asking your child or your child asking you, "Mommy, you don't have password on your phone," and you are now like, "Okay, Ade, help me put password there." Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and you feel you are secured. Now the child already has access to the parental control. So what control are we putting in place? So again, and lastly, we need to encourage reporting without fear. So children should know they won't be punished for speaking up when something feels wrong. Is my time up or?
Yes, sir. So that we can be able to pick up
Okay.
a couple of more other questions and give our audience opportunity to speak. But I think that was
All right.
comprehensive. Yeah, I think that was
All right.
comprehensive both with regards to the forms of abuse online and our parents can protect their children. At one point that strikes me in discussion is that what's the word now? What is happening online? What's happening in person? We see bullying in person. We see cyberbullying online. We see grooming in person. We see people also grooming online. I think there's a particular word used that I think was really good. Called it identity theft or social engineering. Yeah. So thank you so much for that. Thank you so much, so much for that. I will be inviting. Please give me a moment. I will ask Madam Lua Kemi Osagboje to help us with this question. Why is child safeguarding a shared responsibility amongst parents, children, schools, faith institutions, and the wider community? Why is it not just about the child? Why is it not just about the parents? Why is it not just about faith institutions? Why is it a shared responsibility?
Okay,
Yes.
thank you. Why is child safeguarding a shared responsibility? All right, so yes, we are talking about child safeguarding. But a child cannot do the protection alone, right? I know we have talked about teaching a child how to, sex education. We have said that children should know what inappropriate touches are, when to talk, when to shout. We talk about such. But the safety of a child, a child is vulnerable, very, very vulnerable. So the child alone cannot do the safeguarding all by herself or all by himself. I would expect my 12-year-old, my last one is 12 years, I would expect her to be able to protect herself all by herself. I have my role to play, the school, the church, so it's shared responsibility, right? As parents, you have your role to educate your child, like we've been saying, set boundaries, make sure that the environment is safe and all of those. The church has their role to play. If you're a Muslim, you go to mosque, the mosque has their role to play, right? And I think one of the ways we can, the society, the institutions can help is through awareness of, such programs as this, right? So basically what I'm trying to say is the safeguarding of a child is shared responsibilities, because the child alone cannot do it. The child needs his or her parents to be there for him or her, to ensure the environment is safe for him or her. Needs the parent to be attentive, to listen to him when he comes to report that somebody is, touching his penis or touching her vagina or something. The child needs the church, the society, the school to stand up against abusers, to stand up for him, for her, right? I said earlier that the system has failed us, unfortunately, yes. But we can still begin to rewrite some of these wrongs. We can begin to right some of these wrongs and, mishaps in our society. We can begin to raise awareness. You as individuals also can become an advocate of child safeguarding. You can talk about it even among your friends at school. Parents too, we can talk about it. When there are programs like this, encourage other parents to be present. Those are some of the ways, that we can do these things. And yes, it is, of course, a collective responsibility. The child alone cannot do it. Yeah. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Ma. Thank you so much, Ma, for that discussion. Thank you. So I will ask a few scenario-based questions, just for our moderators to help, our panelists to help us understand how we can be protective of our children during this period. So I will just ask any of our panelists randomly. So, for example, what do we think about working class parents who have to leave their toddlers or babies at home with nannies, family, relatives, loved ones? I know at some point we talked about having, if it's possible, having a CCTV. But how can working class parents protect their toddlers or babies when they leave them at home with nannies, families, relatives, loved ones, and so on and so forth? Any takers amongst our panelists? Okay, Bamdele, please go ahead.
All right, thank you. I think on this, because what works for A might not work for B. So if I would answer this question, I feel what parents need to do is first evaluate what works for them. And again, you can just sit down, check your environment, and try to highlight the potential risk you are you are exposed to. Now okay, let me put it straight. For someone that lives in a rural area is exposed to a different race compared to someone that lives in an urban area. For someone that lives in Nigeria is different. The experience is different from someone that lives in Nigeria. So like I mentioned, what works for A may not work for B. So again, praying governments to first identify the risks they are exposed to. Try and list out all the risks that you know you are exposed to. Probably when you are not at home, what are the buildings that are surrounding you? If you live in a self-owned apartment, the risk is different from you living in a rented apartment. If you live with just your immediate family, the risk is still different from you living with extended family. So all of this, you just need to highlight all of them. Be sure, okay, these are the known risks that I'm exposed to. Then after that, now begin to take it one after the other. Okay, for this risk, are the risks that I can accept? If not, okay, what controls can I put in place? If there are some risks that you can easily transfer, if you know, okay, your work does not allow you to probably your work does not allow you to monitor your children, then you can as well transfer the risk probably by taking them to a crèche or something. So at that point, you'll be able to transfer the risk, because if anything goes wrong, you know who's responsible. So I would want to say, I want to conclude on this, that what was for A will not work for B. So everybody needs to be accountable of their actions.
No, thank you so much for that. Yeah, and I think that makes a lot of sense. Safeguarding is contextual. So when you think about your parent, your toddlers, think about your own circumstance, not necessarily the circumstance of party B, your own context, not another person's context. I'll ask two scenario questions to our other moderator on this call, panelists on this call, Madam Oluwakemi Osagboje. What do you think about parents with their children who are spending the holidays with them, or spending the holidays with others? So, for example, your 3 children now, 3 daughters, I remember you saying, spending their holidays with maybe a relation or with a friend, and also parents with other people's children who are spending the holidays with them. So, Ma'am, how do you think we can address this scenario in terms of safeguarding them?
All right, thank you very much. Okay, so that question actually, I can relate very well, because in fact, my children have been bugging me. They want to go and spend the holidays with their cousin. During the long vacation, it was a cousin that was here with us throughout the long vac. So this Christmas period, left to them alone, they would have gone. I'm the one still keeping them. All right, so I have a practice, and I want to encourage parents to do this as one of the things to do to ensure their safety. Right. Whenever my children are going out of the house, I call them, we sit down, we do family meeting. I've been doing this since they were toddlers. I still do it with them, even now that they are teenagers and preteen. So we hold family meeting. As we are going, these are the appropriate behaviors. These are things that are permitted and things that you should not do, right? So they already go, they know, they have that in mind, that we can't afford to, these are boundaries we will not cross. These are things we should not do. These are appropriate behaviors, right? For example, when there's a party to attend, I tell my children, you will never see me from where I'm seated, stretching hands. Hey, bring food here. Hey, you've not said, you will never. So what do? I sit them down when there is a party to attend, and I feed them. We eat. And I tell them, if they bring food, fine, collect it with a grateful heart. If food does not reach your table, no offenses. When we get back home, we eat again. If it is gari we have in our house, we drink it with a grateful heart. So they already know those things. They also know that when they go out, they must constantly look at me. Once my facial expression changes, it means you are not doing well. You must, So when I'm not there, what happens? Right. When I'm not there, of course, I can't let them go anywhere. Right. So the only places they have gone to over the years are strictly my sister's places, because I know that that is a safe place for them, right? I mean, these are families that I grew up with, their children I helped nurture and raise and, babysat them. So these are families I'm comfortable with. So I know that I can entrust my children into that place, right? Currently, there is only one of my sisters that they can go to because she has a child. Her last born, is same age with my last child, right? So that currently, that's the only place they really go to spend their holidays, because I know that they are safe, that the environment is safe for them and all that, right? So you want to ensure that where your children are going is safe. Also, they have a phone, and I'm always always checking on them. Even when there's no day I will not call them, even when they're away from me. Just not because I am suspecting anything, but they must be encouraged. They must be encouraged to always talk to you. So let them go with a phone that you can always, I've said, number one, have family meeting with them. Let them know what to do, how to defend themselves. Let them know that it's not okay for them to be isolated with anything. Even on a daily basis, as my children are going to school, they know. They hear it almost always from me. Remember, you are not going to be left alone in a classroom with anybody, even if you're a teacher. Don't go into a teacher's office, a male teacher's office, alone. Go with at least one person. In fact, your male teacher should not even invite you to come and, they know all those things. So you want to remind them. I know, because they are children, you don't want to say that they know. No, you keep telling them every day, every time. Remember this, remember that. Remember to speak up. Remember to shout when somebody is touching you inappropriately. Remember not to be left alone. Remember not to be isolated with anyone. Always be in the midst of people and all of those. So those are some of the things we can do to ensure their safety. Also, let them know that that their family members does not mean, because really many of these abuses happen, even with people that we think the children are safe with. I'm not saying you should go about suspecting everybody though, but cases of abuses that we have seen, unfortunately, have been with people who we thought were uncles or cousins, So let them know that it's not appropriate for a girl child to sit on the lap of an uncle. Let them know that, it's not okay for them to just follow anybody that is promising gifts or outing without parental permission, without, at least, even if you are not there for the holiday with them, the uncle or the auntie, the host, the owner of the house, let them know it's not okay to go out with anybody without letting their host know. Let them know that they can't, let them know that even if it's a church program or, they must be with an adult. There has to be an adult supervision, right? So you want to agree on a safe person with them and stuff like that. If it's the village they are going, you don't want to leave them alone. You want to be, be the mother hawk. What is it? Whose eyes are always, you may be seated in one corner, but all you are concerned about is using your eyes to follow your children everywhere they go. I think those are some of the things we can do to ensure that safety these holidays as a goal. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Ma. Thank you so much for that answer to the question. I'll be inviting questions from our audience. You've listened to us for close to 2 hours. please do mind asking your questions. You've been with us from the beginning, Mr. Kimayowa. You joined us on point. Omonike, please. And then mentees, please, if you have questions, teenagers, if you have questions, preteens, if you have questions, please let us know. You can ask either through the chat option or through by raising your hand so I can invite you. Okay, I want to put one of our daddies on the spot. He has been with us since the beginning. Mr. Kimayowa, do you have any question for us, or do you have any contributions?
Good evening to our moderators and our speakers. Sincerely, I want to appreciate their in-depth wealth of their prowess in child protection and then what have you. I don't have any question because I think they have taken us through the ABC in simplicity for us to absorb. What I just think we need to do now, being parents, more advocates, people who are interested in child protection, is to go out, because our children are being exposed to social media now. Go out there, tell them, do more advocacy online, organize programs for them so that they can be aware. Because our parents they are doing little. They are replacing, what the society is presenting to them now. They are replacing it with indiscipline, giving free will, giving our children free will to do whatever they want to do, and even bargaining with them when they want to to melt out punishment or discipline, bargaining with kids on what to do and what not to do. So I think they have done justice to it. Thank you, sir.
Thank you so much, sir, for that. I love the point you made, bargaining with children on discipline. My parents did not bargain with me. Okay, so with that being said, I see the hands of Madam Omonike Eluwole raised. Ma, do you have questions? Do you have contributions? Please, if you do, you have the floor now.
Okay, good evening, everyone.
Good evening, ma'am.
So my question is just to know what can be done for teenagers that have illiterate parents and are exposed to the social media at a very young age. How do we help them to do all of the things that have been mentioned tonight? They talked about parental guidance on devices and all. So how do we help those kind of teenagers or children that don't have parents to watch over them, or parents that can't help them do all of those things? How do we help them from our hand as a member of the community or religious body?
That's a very good question. Teenagers without parental control on their use of social media, how do we help them? Who is willing to take this up? Especially if you're a member of a community and you're concerned about the child. I will call on Madam Oluwakemi. I will just give you the honor of helping us address that question. Yes, ma'am. If you can help us answer that question, that would be appreciated.
That question, I was thinking and hoping you would not call me.
But you're parents here, you have to children.
Okay. So, well, I have quite a number of young ones around me that I talk to from time to time, right? I mean, show genuine concern in their well-being and what they're doing and all of those. And, just the same way I would talk to my children, I talk to them. When it comes to helping with digital stops. Maybe I'll let Mr. Okidara do that, because that's why I said I was hoping you would not call me, because I wouldn't want to say what I've not been doing now. I wouldn't want to lie or say what's not true. That would not be nice. But if we take out the internet or use of the internet side of it, I would say that, like I said earlier, it's a shared responsibility. When you see a young one or a child that is doing things the wrong way, or someone is taking advantage of the child or the young one, don't look away. We shouldn't look away. We should seek to help. We should seek to address the issue. If you can bring the child close to yourself and make the child open up to you, earn the child's trust or the teenager's trust to be able to open up to you, by all means, please do, and help the child to seek help. Right. So those are the things I do. I have not been involved in digital stops, so I wouldn't want to. I wouldn't know how to address that. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Ma. And Mr. Bamdele has asked that since you passed it to him, that I should pass it to his wife, that she will help us answer that question. So, Madam Afolashade Okida, please go ahead.
Good evening, everyone. My name is Folashade Okidara. Can you hear me now?
Please, can we see your beautiful face?
Okay. Good evening, everyone. To answer the question, I would say that we should enlighten the parents of the teenager or the child in question. So they might not have the knowledge of how to put some sort of restriction on it. So it might be they might be ignorant. Let's not say they are negligent. They might not know, to be honest. So we enlighten them. Sometimes we might show them on their own device how to put all of those restrictions in place on their own phone to monitor their children's device, especially when it comes to teenagers. You know, some teenagers can be, they might want to be rebellious, or they want to talk back. Why would you want to use my phone? But then we can protect them from our hand as older people. So that's regards the gadgets. So for maybe parents that are illiterate, we can then cancel the child in question. As much as we can do that for children of literate parents too, we can cancel them that, okay, fine, this site is not a site that you should visit. You should not use any of all of these search engines. Can you hear me?
Yes, we can hear you. I'm sorry.
All right, thank you. So, and sometimes when ads pop up, some pornographic ads, it's not the fault of the teenager in question now or the child using the gadget. So I think there are other ways to control ads on parents' device too. So all of that, as parents, we need to enlighten ourselves too and ask questions. The world is evolving, technology is evolving as well. So we ask questions. And whenever we notice anything like ads, we can ask questions. I notice that because we use devices too, so whatever it is our children are experiencing on their own gadgets, we sort of experience it too. So when we notice anything, we ask questions from people that know better than we do. So to answer the first question, I think we should also pay attention to children when they say they don't want to go somewhere. Maybe you feel like they should go and spend the holiday at a certain relative's place and all that. So when they say they don't want to, we should not force them to go there because they've always been going there, or we think they are relatives. So the minute they start resenting maybe an adult, not because they are rude, it might be because of a certain experience, maybe not directly to them. Some children are not the ones molested. Maybe they saw a relative molest another relative. So because they are scared of what they saw, they don't want to experience it as well. So they are scared. They don't want to go to that particular house because so it's not necessarily because they experienced the molestation firsthand. That's why they are saying they don't want to go there, or they don't want to visit that house or whatever. So that is why I'm saying that whenever they say they don't want to visit a certain house or a certain family, you should calm down, understand why they don't want to visit the place. So sometimes it might not be that we need to rescue that particular child from birth. It might be another child. So we will then know how to, go about whatever it is the matter is. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much, Ma, for that, for those answers. Thank you, Mr. Babdele, for allowing us to get 2 for the price of 1. So with that being said, I have to appreciate everybody. We have shot over time by 7 minutes. I can say that we started 8:10, but then we shot again. We've gone beyond our time. I will turn it over to our executive director right now for announcements and closing remarks as well as prayers. Thank you so much for staying with me through this session. And thank you to our panelists for the very insightful conversations we've had.
Wow, so much to take home today. So I trust that we've been writing and taking notes and taking action points. So thank you all for coming for this session. Please, if you've not joined the community, kindly join the community. Please share the community link again in the chat room so that they can join, so that we can continue our conversation. I would have really loved to meet those of us that are new among us here. I'd have really loved to meet us, to know what we do, and to know how we got to know about this platform, and to continue the conversation. So you're welcome. I want to especially welcome, I hope I'll be able to pronounce your name well, Mr. Akin Besote. I'm sorry if I murdered your name. You can assist me to pronounce your name better, the way it should be pronounced. So you're welcome, sir. And Madam Eluwole Omonike, I think I know that Omonike. I think I can pronounce that one. So you're welcome, everyone. So we'll continue the conversation after now. Thank you all and have a beautiful night's rest. Thank you to Team Shading. Thank you, Team Shading. Thank you, our mentees that are here on the call. And God bless every one of you.